Emilia Clarke stars as the aspiring singer from a Yugoslavian family who works in a Christmas shop while trying to get her life in order. Then, one day, she meets a mysterious, somewhat creepy guy outside in Last Christmas, a Christmas set rom-com. Chances are you've seen most of Last Christmas before. It's full of tropes and motifs from the hundreds of Christmas movies and rom-coms that have come before. This means that its core concept and pretty much every idea in the film feels old and unoriginal. It doesn't help Matt as much when the jokes are really hit and miss at times too. Approximately less than half of the jokes in the film landed well and the rest, like the remaining elements of the film, weren't all that original. The worst part of the film though is the ending. The film tries to throw a wrench in the works with a big twist. It's probably one of the worst twist endings ever put onto film. It not only doesn't make sense, it comes so far out of left field that it feels like it was meant to be in an entirely different film altogether. Making it worse is that the film wants you to accept it for what it is, and it refuses to dive into it all that much, leaving much to be explained and more up for interpretation. In other words, it presents a twist, but nobody is all that interested in it beyond the shock value. While this may sound like a rather negative, scathing review of Last Christmas, I did enjoy the film. No, it's not a good film by any means, but there's an element of fun in it. The ways in which it relates its story and themes to modern issues such as Brexit are quite interesting, if also a little superfluous. There's also the performance of Emilia Clarke, who elevates the film around her to higher levels than it deserves to be on. She's great in it. She's an incredibly likeable, quirky individual with a killer smile, heaps of charisma, and despite portraying a self-centered character that's disliked by almost everyone else in the film, she's highly relatable. While the acting across the board is good, it's just a shame that none of the other characters are anything more than one-note stereotypes. The incredible Michelle Yeoh manages to add a special something to an otherwise bland character, and Emma Thompson doesn't have much to do except be an overbearing mother. In addition, the sets and the mise-en-scène really evoke the feel and tone of Christmas, adding a warm, somewhat comfortable atmosphere to the film. And the film moves along rather briskly with some good editing and pacing. One of the selling points of the film was its utilisation of George Michael songs. These are, in the end, kind of pointless. The songs play for no real reason throughout the film other than coming across as being forced into proceedings. It isn't until the end when the title of the film and the use of George Michael's songs is given a cringe-worthy and cheesy purpose. Beyond that though, one has to assume that the songs were added to the film as a means of promoting and selling the film to the public. Last Christmas has some serious problems, especially towards the end of the film. Strangely though, it is fun and it is enjoyable and it's worth seeing simply for the great performance from Emilia Clarke. As a Christmas film it's a bit forgettable, and as a rom-com it's too unoriginal. Before I go into some spoilers, please consider subscribing to my channel. The more subscribers I get, the more content like this I can make, and I just really appreciate it. Also, go over to Twitter and Instagram to get my most up-to-date, recent thoughts on all sorts of things at @the_Grant Burton. Now though, it's time to go into spoilers, so if you haven't seen Last Christmas, go and watch it and then come back and watch the rest of this. Henry Golden's character was never there. Emilia was seeing him throughout the film because she now has his heart inside her. Is this a supernatural thing? Is this a mental health thing? We don't know because the film doesn't bother explaining it. No matter what it is or how they explain it, it simply doesn't make sense and it's completely out of place in the film. It removes all plausibility from what was until that point a fairly believable world. Well, that's my review of Last Christmas. I don't recommend it, it's not good, but it is fun at times. Emilia Clarke is the standout and that twist ending kind of ruined things for me. But thanks for watching.